For the first time, Colin Farrell got candid about his life with his son James, who has a rare genetic disorder called Angelman syndrome.
And one of the most significant moments you can experience as a child who has developmental disability or delay is getting a diagnosis.
James was just a toddler when he was diagnosed with this rare disease.
But the doctor saw that James was laughing a lot in the office, and he was also doing this movement a lot with his hands. But this pediatric neurologist took a look at James and said to James's mom, "Has he been tested for Angelman syndrome?" And Kim said, what's that?
When he found out about the diagnosis, Farrell's initial concerns were about life expectancy and the amount of pain involved.
And the doctor said life expectancy, as far as we can tell, is the same for you and for me. And pain, no, but it's a seizure condition. That was one of the big things, and it's one of the things that parents struggle with greatly, is that our children with Angelmans have seizures.
As he navigated this challenging journey, Farrell found that researching and connecting with others in the community was crucial for learning how to care for James.
Go in, there are usually people you can find, whether it's a community just emotionally to lean into, so you feel less alone in your struggles.
One of the most emotional moments for Colin was seeing James take his first steps at age 4. It was such a special moment that it brought him to tears.
It was so profound. It was magic. I'll never forget, and there's the face of determination on him as he just walked towards me, and he took like 6 steps, and I burst into tears. It was amazing. To be told that he may never walk and see those first steps was I'll never forget it. It was so overwhelmingly beautiful.
Despite the challenges, James has made significant progress. He hasn't had a seizure in 10 years and can dress and feed himself.
I'm proud of him every day because I just think he's magic. He works harder than I've ever had to work on myself. He really does. Take James sometimes 90 seconds to take a t-shirt off. But he can take the t-shirt off, but you sit it out with him. His socks, that's a whole thing. All these things are huge, huge achievements.
And Colin does his best to make James happy in their everyday life.
A typical day with James is not working. We'll just hang out, we'll play ball, swim in the pool. He loves movies, we'll watch movies, go out and get a cheeseburger. He loves his In-N-Out burgers. He spends a lot of time with his partner in crime, slash carer, slash buddy, slash person, Damon.
Farrell explained that people with Angelman syndrome need lifelong care. As James turns 21 in September, he faces a big change. He'll lose many of the support services meant for younger people with special needs.
Once your child turns 21, they're kind of on their own. All the safeguards that are put in place, all the inclusive programs, special ed classes, that all kind of goes away once your child is 21. And so you're left with a young adult who should be an integrated part of our modern society here, and very much more often than not is left behind.
That's why Farrell is starting the Colin Farrell Foundation. The goal is to help adults with intellectual disabilities by offering advocacy, education, and new programs.
In the realm of providing greater opportunities for families who have a child with special needs to receive the support that they deserve to receive, and basically the assistance in life, in all areas of life, whether it's education, whether it's intervention, therapeutics.
He's also a proud dad to his younger son, Henry. Colin's kids mean the world to him, and you can see it in the way he talks about them.
My sobriety, and then obviously the two children that I have, James and Henry, are the two greatest, I won't say prides of my life, because pride's a funny one, but yeah, they are the aspects of my life and the presences within my life that I'm most grateful for.
Farrell also shared that it was James who helped him overcome his battle with addiction.
James was about 2 when I got clean, when I got sober, and he was a big part of me putting the bottle down, a big part of it, because I was in no condition to be a friend, never mind a father of a child with such exacting needs.
Colin Farrell was born in Dublin in 1976. Both his father and uncle were professional soccer players, but Colin turned to performing instead. Farrell began using illegal substances in his early teens. Soon, he began using the substances to deal with the frustrations and pressures of his acting career. When the actor auditioned for the Irish boy band Boyzone and got rejected, he went on his first substance abuse spiral. Colin has confessed that he ended up at the psychologist's. When he told the health professional how much he had done that week, the man replied, "No wonder you're depressed." The young performer carried on and began working as a line dancing instructor before going to acting school. Colin dropped out once he got a role in BBC's drama Ballycasangel. Farrell started getting bigger and bigger roles until he became known as Hollywood's bad boy. The actor has since confessed that he took this persona too far, saying, "I couldn't find the handbrake." Colin wasn't only known for his acting talents. Fans everywhere discussed his wild love life. In 2001, the star married composer Amelia Warner in a non-legal ceremony in Tahiti. Amelia explained the decision saying, "It was just a thing we did on holiday." Less than a year later, the couple broke up. Farrell would go on to have numerous flings. One of them reportedly happened with pop princess Britney Spears. The singer finally confessed that the two had kissed, but that their relationship hadn't gone further. The pop star was said to be furious when Farrell allegedly sent her some gag gifts after their romance was over, including a t-shirt that said, "I slept with Colin Farrell and all I got was this lousy t-shirt," and a car sticker that read, "Honk if you've slept with Colin Farrell." Another one of the actor's affairs happened with Elizabeth Taylor, who was 75 at the time. Colin was 34. Farrell met the actress's friends while she was recovering from surgery, and he was visiting his newborn son at the hospital. He then sent her some flowers. A week later, Colin visited Elizabeth and the two began what he described as a romantic relationship that was never consummated. Years later, Farrell confessed to Ellen DeGeneres, "I wanted to be husband number 8, but we ran out of road. I loved her. I still care for her," the actor said in a different interview. Apparently, the two could talk about anything for hours. Sadly, not all of the star's flings were so positive. His romance with Playboy model Nicole Narain turned into one of the darkest episodes of Colin's life after she released an intimate video the two had recorded. In 2005, Farrell sued the model for distributing and selling the video. Although the star was offered millions of dollars in exchange for the rights to the film, he was always adamant about not distributing it. The two ended up reaching a settlement. During this rocky time in his life, the actor continued to use substances. This became more and more problematic with time, forcing Colin to lie to his family and loved ones so he could carry on with his addiction. The actor's excesses started affecting his career. Farrell told the Mirror about an incident his alcohol use had caused on the set of Minority Report. After being denied a day off after his birthday, Colin showed up to set so drunk he needed dozens of takes just to say a single line. "My sister was on the set that day, and she had to leave the set after 56 takes. I was a disaster," he told the magazine. This wasn't the worst incident of the actor's career, though. In 2004, his movie Alexander received so many bad reviews that he was pushed over the edge. Colin revealed that 89 to 90% of the reviews were negative, and 30 to 40% were vicious. "Like so personally insulting, but I read them all," the star has confessed. At that time, he was looking to confirm the bad thoughts he had of himself. Like, "I shouldn't be here. Why do I have this career? I can't do this. I'm not worthy," he explained. The actor took the movie's box office flop very personally, especially since he had been sure the movie was going to be a success and win lots of awards. "I wanted to apologize to everyone I met for 6 months," he said. Colin dealt with the disappointment by hiding away in a cabin on a ski resort. He wanted to be in the mountains, so that he had an excuse to hide behind a mask and a beanie. Although he feared for his career after the flop, Farrell continued getting roles. His addiction went on for years. That is, until his movie Miami Vice premiered. Colin has confessed that he was so high during filming that he couldn't remember anything that happened in the movie. "I was at the premiere and didn't know what was happening next, but it was strange because I was in it," he revealed. When the premiere finished, Colin was sent off to rehab, while the rest of the cast and crew headed off to the wrap party. Rehabilitation proved successful for the actor, who stopped using after more than 15 years. Farrell explained that once he got sober, everything was in a degree of focus that I hadn't experienced. "So much of the work that I did, I was struggling so hard to keep my shit together. A lot of my energy was going into trying not to have a complete meltdown," Colin confessed. The actor remained clean and continued giving us amazing performances. Of course, there were still challenges along the way, like attending events sober for the first time. One of the first festivals Colin attended without turning to substances was the one for his movie In Bruges, a black comedy that would later earn him a Golden Globe. Farrell explained that being able to attend a festival without turning to alcohol in order to calm his nerves was an amazing experience. The star explained that once he got through the initial discomfort and self-judgments, it was easily the most rewarding film festival that I'd had, and it was the one I could remember the most. In 2014, the now Academy Award nominee opened up about maintaining his sobriety, saying that he knew he was very lucky because he didn't miss doing substances. 4 years later, Colin proved just how seriously he takes being clean when he checked himself into rehab as a preemptive measure. The urges started to come back with being so busy at work, a source told the Daily Mail. The actor decided to get ahead of the situation before he broke his sobriety. He didn't want to go down that rabbit hole again, the insider added. Colin now feels very blessed by his situation and has revealed there's something that inspires him to stay clean and be the best version of himself. His sons. Colin had his eldest child with his ex-girlfriend, model Kim Bordenave, in 2003. Although the couple broke up soon after, they have continued to parent their son James together. James has a rare genetic condition called Angelman syndrome. This syndrome affects only 1 in 500,000 people every year and causes delays in areas such as speech and mobility. Colin has opened up about how parenting a child with special needs inspires him. For James, things that others take for granted, such as eating and walking, are harder. Everything he's achieved in his life has come through the presence and the kind of will that is hard work, Farrell explained. He's a lot to be inspired by. In 2009, the actor welcomed his second son, Henry, with his former girlfriend, Alicia Bacleda Cruz. The pair got together after co-starring in the film Ondine, and their romance lasted nearly 2 years. Farrell has shared a hilarious anecdote about Henry critiquing his fashion style. At one point, he told the movie star,
"Please, Dad, do not wear the short shorts."
The actor has talked numerous times about how lucky he feels to have his sons. "Fatherhood for me is the ultimate success," he said in an interview. The actor has come a long way since his past excesses. Colin is a shining example of a person who has worked and keeps working on himself to have a better life. Here at Rumour Juice, we admire the actor's commitment and wish him the best in his journey.